Greetings, Grey Witch here. So if you spend any time watching this channel at all, you know that I love muscle cars. And while I was showing off my garage the other night, I was challenged to narrow it down to 5 muscle cars. Say Rockstar was like, you can only keep 5 muscle cars. So I had to come up with just 5 that I would keep. And after having a panic attack, because that's about 90% of my cars, I came up with 5, and these are my ultimate 5 muscle cars that I would keep in the game. Number 1, Vapid Hustler. This is a really sweet car. $625,000, so it's kind of expensive, and it's based on the 1933 Ford Coupe. It's not one of the best handling cars in the game, but it does have a decent acceleration, decent top end. Definitely likes to jump out around the rear end trying to take over. So it's not a car for somebody who doesn't really drive muscle cars a lot. But this is a really cool old school hot rod looking car. There's a lot of stuff you can do to it. It's a pretty fun car to drive. But like I said, the back end will try to jump out around. It does not do well in corners. And the open tires will easily rub up against something else and cause you to spin out and wreck. But other than that, it's a really cool car. I dig this car a lot. I race it a lot. And it's fun to drive. So if I had to keep any of the cars, this would definitely be one of the ones that I would keep. Because it's a really cool one, and it looks sick as hell. Now the second one would be the Declassy Yosemite, because you gotta have a pickup truck. Now this car is based on the 1967 to 72 C10 pickup, and this one is also really cool. A lot of stuff you can do to it. It's got a decent acceleration, decent top end. The only real problem is the handling. Like I said, muscle car. This one has a real light back end, also tries to jump around in corners and stuff like that, but it's all in all a pretty cool car. Lots of stuff you can do to it, a whole bunch of different customization options. You can go all day just coming up with different stuff for this. So it's a pretty cool car for customizing, stuff like that. Racing, not so good. It's kind of one of those cars you really have to drive all the time to perfect how to drive it. You can understand what I'm saying, but it's pretty cool. I dig it. Now this one, the Dominator GTX, $725,000, is the most expensive car on my list. And this is based on a 2015 to present Ford Mustang, and is possibly one of the best handling cars in the game. The top end and acceleration's not really all that great, but there's a lot of stuff you can do to it. It handles superbly. It is probably one of the best handling cars in the game, and not even exaggerating. Everyone knows how good the Elegy handles, and this car is right up there with it. It's just a great handling car. It's too bad with the top end and the acceleration's not really that great, but other than that, I really love this car. It's fun to race. There's lots of stuff you can do to it customization wise, and it looks really cool, which is a good plus for a muscle car. So you don't really have too many newer muscle cars in the game. Now, one of my all-time favorites is the Albany Hermes. This vehicle is based on the 3rd gen Buick Super and the 1949 to 51 Ford Mercury. And this is a beast of a car. Super heavy car, it's why they call them lead sleds. So it's got a decent top end, decent acceleration. Handling is kind of jinky. It's a big heavy car, real long, so turns are kind of easy to spin out in, stuff like that. But all in all, it's a sick looking car. I love this car. It's just one of those ones that I've always dug, even in real life. The Mercury is just a great car. And there's lots of stuff you can do to it. It's a pretty cool ride, and I love racing it, even though it's one of those cars that's just really hard to race unless you have really wide turns and stuff like that. But it is a cool vehicle. I dig it a lot, and I think it looks sick. Now, how many of you knew that this was going to be my number 1? The Vapid Blade. This is my absolute favorite car of all time. It's based on the 1964 Ford Falcon, and it's set up in a gasser style. And this is the number 1 sleeper car in GTA Online. I win more races with this car than any other car. People are always like, how did that car win? And this is the best. It's got great acceleration, great top end. It's not up there with the best of the muscle cars, but for what it is awesome. And the handling in it is also superb. This is probably the best handling muscle car in the game, and for me, is my #1 racing car. I love this car more than any of the others in the game, and if I had to choose just one car to keep, it would be this car, because it is my favorite of all time. It's the most awesome muscle car in the game, according to me. But you might have other choices, but this is my favorite, and I think it's pretty awesome. Alright, well, this is Grey Witch. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Peace!